Now, before we go on, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Marquez Freudenmann, and I'm not a doctor, not a scientist. I'm a researcher and a movie maker and author and an architect. And from that, I started a journey when a friend passed away from cancer, and we realized the helplessness. We realized the need that was there, and went onto a journey and traveled around the world. I took my whole family with 4 kids, and we traveled for 2.5 years, visiting over 100 of the world-leading clinics, doctors, scientists, and all those people that deal with cancer very effectively. And the journey took us from New Zealand to Australia, all through India, and then Thailand. Then we went all over Europe and Mexico and America and Canada. And you can imagine you get a wide variety of different approaches, of different possibilities. And that led us to make the movie Cancer is Curable Now. Unfortunately, once the movie was made and it was printed and we had all our copies there, I didn't like the name anymore because it put us into the category of selling cures, which we actually don't want. We want to educate people and to bring them knowledge and information on how to resolve their problems instead of selling them cures. So after a little while, we decided to change the name into Truly Heal and completely started fresh. We threw out all the old DVDs. We deleted also many of the presenters that were selling cures that we afterwards found out that they lacked in integrity, and replace them with doctors that we know are having their whole heart, their whole life in the subject and are doing their best possible to help people. So once we had the project finished and, like we had the movie done, we had everything done in regards to the back end, all the members area and all the website, I had a presentation. And for that presentation, I was quite nervous because there was a lot of doctors and oncologists to present for. So I created myself a mind map, which you can see behind me. And it's massive, it's huge. And it grew over time and it got more and more content and more things that were relevant. So this whole thing grew almost out of proportion. But it became the foundation of our program. You can see it's 7 columns and they're actually over 6 meters long when you unfold them all. But they contain all the different things that we need to look at. And we've broken, the whole process down into a very systematic approach, looking for gut health first, then looking at all inflammatory markers and inflammations in the body that we need to resolve in order to, give your immune system a boost. Then we look at deficiencies, then we look at organ health, then at toxicity. Like everything nicely separated, very clear, what kind of tests are associated with it, what kind of treatments are associated, so that we don't treat something that is, overwhelming. We break it into individual parts and resolve one at a time. And that really makes a huge difference. Now, the big problem was that mind map was so overwhelming that it was almost impossible to hold. It was a whole wall that we needed to set up with it. And then it was difficult to navigate. So we had the idea to put that into an app, and it turned out into an app and computer program that is now finished, where we have the whole mind map, the whole program as a protocol to be used. It's a really simple thing for health practitioners. They can work through with their patient sequence by sequence and cover every aspect without forgetting anything, without ignoring any of the factors that are relevant to get that immune system working or to resolve the conflict that suppresses the immune system. And for patients, it's a great way to control that they have the right approach and don't miss anything because their doctor is maybe not aware of that subject or that field of health. So when you look at the whole package now, we have a full-on educational training program, 4 coaches, 4 health professionals, 4 doctors, which covers every single aspect that we learned on our whole journey. Plus, we provide the app with the coaching program so that people can actually work through and have the whole thing, whatever they need, in one place. And we certify our practitioners once they're done. They go through about 30 test assignments on the whole journey. So every chapter that they go through, they have an assignment at the end, and we work one-on-one with them to really achieve maximum results, that they understand what it's all about. They cover the mind, dental issues, everything, like nothing is forgotten. And then once they are certified, they have the ability to even get insurance as a coach, which is a very important thing. In the field of cancer, we need to have a kind of protection. So the whole concept is all one big training program. And it starts with this program for patients, and then it ends up into a full-on qualification and certification program for health professionals to work with the app and to have a protocol that covers every aspect that needs to be looked at.